We're just days from the Super Tuesday showdown. Mitt Romney is gaining steam across the country, but as the frontrunner faces questions from Rick Santorum about his conservative credentials, ABC's John Carl is here with an exclusive report. It's your voice, your vote. And John, you obtained some video on that loaded issue of earmarks and government spending.
That's right, George. While Mitt Romney has hammered Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich as big spending Washington insiders, in this video we have obtained, he is seen touting in 2002 his Washington connections and promising to bring lots of federal money to Massachusetts.
It's a lost tape obtained by ABC News from Romney's 2002 campaign for governor, surreptitiously shot by his Democratic opponents.
I'm a big believer in getting money where the money is, and the money is in Washington. I've learned from my Olympic experience that if you have people that really understand how Washington works and have personal associations there, you can get money to help build economic development opportunities.
Just 2 weeks ago, Romney suggested that under his leadership, the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics got no more taxpayer money than previous games.
In the history of the Olympic movement, the federal government has always provided the transportation and security. So we came to the federal government asking for help on transportation and security.
But in this video, he talks about getting all kinds of money.
We actually received over $410 million from the federal government for the Olympic Games. That is a huge increase over anything ever done before. We did that by going after every agency of government.
He even boasts about getting money for the Olympics from the Department of Education. That's right, the Department of Education.
I believe the number was over $1 million of Department of Education funding to buy tickets for kids. This way, we got kids there. We also got additional revenues that we wouldn't have had. That kind of creativity I want to bring to everything we do.
It's exactly the kind of approach he promised to bring to Massachusetts in 2002.
I want to go after every grant, every project, every department.
You might expect a candidate for governor to promise to get federal money for his state, but that is precisely what now presidential candidate Romney has attacked his Republican opponents for doing.
Republicans spent too much money, borrowed too much money, earmarked too much, and Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich have to be held accountable. In this race, I'm the only guy that hasn't spent time in Washington.
The Romney campaign tells ABC News that Romney's words in 2002 do not contradict his message now. As spokeswoman Andrea Saul tells us, every state budget in the country is dependent on federal funding, and every governor in the country makes requests for funding. But governors do not get to decide how Congress spends that money. George, they say that is the stuff that you saw Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich do. They were spending money lavishly in Washington. Romney was simply asking for it from Massachusetts.
Okay, we'll see if that explanation holds up. Thank you, John. Lots more on the race this Sunday on This Week. I'll be talking to Newt Gingrich and President Obama's top strategist David Axelrod, plus a powerhouse roundtable where George will spar with former Democratic presidential candidate Howard Dean.